Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is, another Wednesday, and today we have for you the topic of self-esteem. Now, self-esteem is very important to all of us. We all need self-esteem. So I would like to make a statement about self-esteem, and I want you to listen carefully to this statement and take it to heart because it speaks from my own past. It speaks for me from my own past. How long did I spend despising my own soul? No more. I will stop for your sake, Goddess. Now I realize that sick men thirsty for power taught me to despise my own soul. But I shall never despise my own soul for the sake of sad and twisted men again. And this is a statement that comes right from my heart. I will stop despising my own soul for the sake of sad and twisted men. Men are sad and twisted, let's face it. Women too, men and women are sad and twisted. But you have to rise above their influence. You have to rise above the influence and keep your self-esteem intact, no matter what they try. And they'll try everything. Trust me, oh boy, will they try anything. So remember, never despise your own soul for the sake of sad and twisted men. Now, what are some of the issues surrounding self-esteem and how can we improve our self-esteem? Well, some of the issues are there's a trend in the East. It's a trend that's been going on for 1,000 years or more. And that is to criticize the ego. Now, the egos can be too large, and we all know people with overinflated egos. But a little bit of ego, a little bit of self-esteem is healthy. But in the East, they reject all things ego. Any ego at all is considered unhealthy by the Eastern types, the Hindus and the Buddhists. They revile their own egos, and they're taught to revile their egos, and they're taught to revile themselves by putting down the ego. And they believe in crushing the ego, just crushing it. And this is a bad way to be. This is a bad idea. It's good to have a little bit of ego and some self-esteem to feel good about yourself. And crushing the ego does nothing but harm. So these are some of the issues surrounding self-esteem, and what can we do to improve our self-esteem? Well, we can start by complimenting others and bolstering their self-esteem. And if we bolster their self-esteem, maybe they'll bolster our self-esteem and make us feel better about ourselves. It's always good to make friends. So the next time you're thinking of criticizing someone or crushing their self-esteem, think twice before you do that, because they could be a source of moral support for you in the future, and you don't know it, that they could become a good friend of yours. And you're eliminating that source of friendship from your life if you go to town criticizing that person. Now, I know there's some people who are very worthy of criticism, and they don't seem like they'll ever become your friends. But I'm just talking in general. In general, don't criticize other people. Try to be kind to them. Try to be nice to them. Try to bolster their self-esteem or leave their self-esteem intact at least. And then they'll be on your side and they'll both bolster you. What else can we do to improve our self-esteem? Well, we can act in a way that we would not find objectionable. We can always act honorably. And this helps with our self-esteem, because if we act against our own conscience or against our better natures, we're going to have consequences, and the consequences are going to be low self-esteem. We're going to have low self-esteem, and we're going to feel bad about ourselves. So always maintain your self-esteem, and always act in a way that's honorable so that you don't crush your own self-esteem. Well, look what it does to your self-esteem when you do even the smallest thing that you consider dishonest. So don't do anything dishonest, and don't do anything you consider morally objectionable, because that's going to crush your self-esteem and you'll feel bad about yourself. So what else can we do to bolster our self-esteem? Well, be kind to others, treat others honorably, and take the time to think about your own good points. A lot of us get down on ourselves, and we always criticize ourselves and put ourselves down. Well, from now on, that has to stop. We have to stop criticizing ourselves and putting ourselves down, and start bolstering ourselves up. Start buoying your self-esteem up by thinking of your good points instead of your bad points, and giving yourself compliments. If no one else will give you a compliment, give yourself a compliment, and give yourself praise. And if you give yourself praise, you'll bolster your self-esteem. And give others praise. Give others praise, and they'll bolster your self-esteem too. If you don't put people down, and if you give them praise, you bolster their self-esteem, and in turn they support you. I'm Sarah Jane Alpha Wolf, signing off. Have a great week, and don't let the bad ones get to you.